Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about governance in Karnataka. You all know that recently Congress has come to power, and any editorial related to governance based on the backdrop, based on the background, a few questions have to be touched. The editorial has done the same thing. First one, immediately after the elections, there was a problem regarding the chief minister post. They have resolved that one. Now, looking at the present scenario, there are two dimensions. One, during the elections, election manifesto, they promised a few things. How they are going to implement that is one dimension. And the other dimension, obviously, internal. Within the party, once they are in power, obviously, a lot of people want power. They try to demand power. So that is another dimension. These are the questions answered by the editorial. But before we go to the editorial vocabulary, today you are going to work on spot the errors, you are going to work on para-jumble, you are going to work on idioms, you are going to work on phrasal verbs. So, a word profile I haven't brought today. Let us go to not an important editorial from a passage point of view, but important from vocabulary point of view, and also you can learn a lot grammar point of view. Let us start with editorial vocabulary. Governance, a simple word, I'm sure. Government, governance. Governance, the word form is different. Part of speech, noun. The way that organizations or countries are managed at the highest level and the systems for doing this. So there is a government, and what is its job? What is it supposed to do? It has to focus on good governance. Today we talk about good governance, an important word. Resolve, we have got many a time, part of speech verb. Resolution, resolve. To solve or end a problem or difficulty. You try to solve a problem, end a problem, that means you have resolved the issue or the problem. Tussle we have got recently. See what happens here, initially when you read the Hindu editorial, you may come across 10 or 15 new words. Let's say 15 new words. As you keep reading, the number comes down. The reason for that, same context, same words. Already you have got the word tussle. Now you don't have to spend a lot of time. All that you have to do, you have to consolidate. So to have difficult disagreements or strong arguments, there was a tussle, there is a tussle. Reconcile, an important word. It has two or three meanings. To find a way in which two situations or beliefs that are opposed to each other can agree and exist together. Two opposite situations and they can agree and exist together, then reconcile. But generally, the other meaning, I give the other meaning. What does it mean? Reconcile to the fact that you cannot become something. Means accept the situation and move on. Initially, you try, but finally, you accept the situation, you move on. Then we use the word reconcile to the fact that he cannot achieve something. Another meaning. Coalition, I'm sure you all know. It goes with parties and governments. Adjective, coalition government. The joining together of different political parties or groups for a particular purpose. Different political parties come together, they form a government. We call that government coalition government. Propel, this also you must, I'm sure you guys know, part of speech verb. To push or move something somewhere, often with a lot of force. Usually push forward, propel. It has a positive connotation. Arduous, an important word, part of speech adjective. Difficult, needing a lot of effort and energy. Arduous effort, a typical combination. So this is an important word you have to remember. Scrutinize, we have got many a time, part of speech verb, to examine something very carefully in order to discover information. Scrutinize something, scrutiny, noun form, scrutinize, verb form. Placate, another important word you have to remember. See, when I say it is an important word, that means it has been given in different competitive exams. You can't afford to forget. Part of speech verb, to stop someone from feeling angry. Someone is angry, you try to bring his anger down, placate someone, please someone. You can think of the word please. Faction, I'm sure you guys know. Now, part of speech noun, a group within a larger group, especially one with a slightly different ideas from the main group. Faction, within a party, there is a faction. Decorum, decency and decorum, they go hand in hand. Decorum, part of speech noun. Behavior that is controlled, calm, and polite. In a particular situation, you have to behave in a particular way, controlled manner, that is known as decorum. Generally, we say maintain the decorum, a typical example. Strive, an important word, it goes with people like you to try very hard to do something or to make something happen. You have been working very hard. So try very hard to do something or to make something happen to achieve success. So you have been striving, means what? For success, working very hard for success. And this also goes with you people. Aspirant, IAS aspirant, bank aspirant, SSC aspirant, part of speech noun, plural aspirants. Someone who very much wants to achieve something. How? So surge, the other day we got upsurge, and we got the word surge many a time. It could be a noun, it could be a verb. A sudden and great increase. Yes, by Naidu. That is a typical combination. Strive for success. Surge, a sudden and great increase. One meaning. A sudden forward, uh, a sudden forward movement. That meaning goes with water bodies, waves, and increase goes more with cases and problems. Strife, another important word, part of speech noun, violent or angry disagreement. Tussle, strife, same meaning, but usage is different. Tussle goes more with between individuals, and strife goes more with communities. Subtle difference. Distract. Usually we say, don't get distracted. To make someone stop giving their attention to something. Lose focus. Don't get distracted. Something is distracting, means something is disturbing me. I'm not able to focus. A common word. These are the words from the editorial. And let us go to, I said there's a lot to learn based on vocabulary, based on grammar. Governing after winning. So, what is the backdrop? I'm sure you all know. Recently, Congress has won elections in Karnataka state. And before winning, what was the scenario? After winning, what is the scenario? So, obviously, after winning, after forming the government, the focus has to be in good governance. So, based on that, it starts with governing after winning. On the road ahead for the Congress government in Karnataka, obviously. On the road ahead, it is a standard expression. The road ahead is bright. The road ahead is not that bright. Remember the phrase, the road ahead. But what is the main idea of this editorial? The Congress in Karnataka must now focus on governance. When they say governance, they mean good governance. The way you control, the way you implement, the way you administer, the way you do something, the way that organizations or countries are managed, the way you manage at the highest level. Here, the state highest level. So we have got this many a time. It is opinion of the editorial, obligation imposed by the speaker. The Congress in Karnataka must now focus on governance. Now, what is the priority? Priority is focus on good governance. It has to focus on governance, but implicit good governance, that is a objective. Unity among the ranks is easier while fighting as an oppositional force than while sharing power after winning. If you take any party, there are two aspects. One, when they're in the opposition, they fight a common enemy. Usually they're united. But once they get to power, they start fighting for power. There's nothing, there is a saying in English. What is it? Knowledge is power. That was in the past. Now money is power. Another saying, power is power. To have power is actual power. To have the position. Here, among in green, why? Grammar point of view, it is important. Here you have to recollect two prepositions, easy, between, among. But you should also recollect among, amongst. This is also one pair. What is the difference between these two? We use amongst, among for more than two. Then what is the difference? If the word after the preposition begins with a vowel letter, a vowel sound, then we have to use amongst. Now, when I say this, in one exam they give a question. Something has been divided amongst a blank us. Among or amongst? Obviously, amongst. Something has been divided amongst us because the word after the preposition begins with a vowel letter. A smart student, a sharp student, after listening to me, next second he will ask the question. Now it is online, imagine offline. So you have just said if the word after the ranks begins with a vowel letter or a vowel sound, we have to use among. But sometimes we have seen amongst, after that the word begins with a consonantal letter. That why? How come? There is a reason for that. It has two dimensions. I've just touched the first dimension. What is it? Amongst is used if the word after the preposition begins with a vowel letter or a vowel sound. One dimension. Second dimension, amongst goes with formal situations. It goes with formal English. Imagine the context is formal, whether it begins with a vowel letter or a consonantal letter, it does not matter. We have to use the word amongst. That also one has to keep in mind. So unity among the ranks is easier. Comparative form easier than. While fighting as an oppositional force than while sharing power after winning. So in the past, before elections, they were in the opposition. They were united against that time the ruling party, the party BJP. But now Congress has come to power. Obviously, sharing power causes hell a lot of problems. That's what the sentence says. The Congress in that's a general statement. Now to substantiate that statement, it talks about the specific thing. The Congress in Karnataka is still struggling to resolve its numerous inner power tussles after having reconciled the claims of its key leaders. The Congress in Karnataka is still struggling, present continuous tense, and is struggling. But there's one word here, still. That is an important word. The word still goes with affirmative sentences, and the word yet goes with negative sentences. That also you have to recollect. We are still in the same office, affirmative still. The train hasn't come yet, negative, the word yet. That difference you have to recollect. He is still struggling to do what? To resolve, to find a solution to its numerous inner power tussles. As I said, a party comes to power, hell a lot of problems come up. Numerous, not one or two, numerous inner power tussles related to power, disagreement, or arguments. After having reconciled, initially they had a major problem. What is that? What was that major problem? Who would become the chief minister, Siddaramaya or Shivakumar? And after having reconciled the claims of its key leaders, these two leaders, but before I go to the next, the sentence is not complete. Having reconciled, that's an important pattern. Here, reconcile means to find a way where two opposing things exist together and they agree. There is no conflict. One meaning. Having reconciled the claims of its key leaders. So one leader said, I want to be the CM. The other one said, I want to be the CM. Somehow they have managed to reconcile. But why is this important? Having reconciled, there's one pattern. Having completed, having seen, having done. I'll make a sentence. Having completed the work, I left the office. What does it mean? There are two actions here. First action, I completed the work. Second action, I left the office. But the same situation, we can also use past perfect tense. That's what a lot of people do. Those are good at English, they use this pattern. So how do we express that idea using past perfect? I had completed the work before I left the office. I had completed the work before I left the office. Having completed the work, I left the office. Both mean the same, but the patterns are different. That's an important pattern they have given in many competitive exams. So continuation, who are the two leaders, Siddaramaya and D.K. Shivkumar? with their appointments as Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, respectively. So, first to Siddaramaiah, Chief Minister, and Shiv Kumar, Deputy Chief Minister. Obviously, initially they had this problem. It has been reconciled, resolved. Now, numerous internal power tussles, including them, a 10-member council of ministers was sworn in. This is an important expression. Council, committee, jury, team, staff, all these come under collective nouns. And there's an important rule. There are two rules, in fact. Any collective noun usually takes a singular verb, a singular pronoun. But if the sentence talks about division, then collective nouns take a plural verb and plural pronoun. I'll go through that later. So you have to listen for some time, only then you can follow. We have certain standards, we cannot come down further because this is a heterogeneous group. I have to keep in mind all the students. I cannot touch one particular segment. Heterogeneous group means we have absolute beginners, we have those who are reasonably good at English, and at the same time we have those who are good at English. Then keeping that in mind, I do my analysis. I cannot go further down. Then it becomes a problem. Do understand? And initially, if you cannot understand, listen, keep watching. After some time, you will be able to. Not a big deal. So I'm doing a lot in detail. In fact, no one touches the vocabulary. A lot of people touch. No one touches grammar aspects. I'm touching grammar aspect as well. And vocabulary, important words I can give. If I have to give all the words, it takes a lot of time. We can't afford to spend so much time. So do understand. Including them, a 10-member council of ministers. So council is a collective noun, usually takes a singular verb. Was sworn in on May 20th, representing all communities and broadly all the regions of Karnataka. Post-elections, the first problem, who would be the chief minister, resolved, and after that, based on post-election, a council of ministers, that's what happens. First chief minister, the CM, then the deputy CM, and after that, the council of ministers. This is an important word. Usually they pick up words like these and like this, and they try to frame questions. Singular, collective noun, singular verb. And this council of ministers represents all the communities. That is an important dimension. All the regions, another important dimension. MB Patil, who belong to substantiate this statement. What is this statement? Previous statement. The Council of Ministers represents different communities and different regions. So that's a general statement. To substantiate that statement, MB Patil, who belongs to the Lingayat community that shifted from the Bharatiya Janata Party to the Congress in considerable numbers, and Priyank Kharge, a Dalit leader and the son of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, was sworn in along with two more Dalit leaders, K.H. Muniappa and G. Parameshwara. This sentence is about community representation. The council has a scheduled tribe member, a Muslim and a Christian, thus presenting a picture of the all community social coalition that propelled the Congress to victory. Another sentence talks about the same thing. What is it? Community representation. The council has, see here, council, it is a collective noun based on that, a singular verb. The council has a scheduled tribe member, a Muslim and a Christian, thus presenting a picture of the all community social coalition coming together that propelled the Congress to victory, that pushed Congress to victory. In the manifesto, they must have talked about communal representation and also a regional representation. But this is only the beginning of an arduous journey. Contrasting information, we use words like but, however, though, although, but. This is only is an important word, I have already said. People make a mistake. It comes before whatever it describes. But this is only the beginning of an arduous journey. Arduous, very difficult, and you need to put in a lot of effort. Why? As the Congress actions and words are, going to be scrutinized by the public and the opposition BJP that cannot be expected to be unforgiving. Going to be scrutinized. Going to is an important expression, you have to listen carefully. When it comes to future actions, in English, there are 5 ways to express future actions. 1. Using will. 2. Using shall. 3. Using going to. Going to expresses a future action as well as an intention. 4. Using present continuous tense plus time in future. And the fifth one, using future continuous tense. So going to. In a few exams, they have given a question like, he is going to go to Bombay tomorrow. A lot of students think the sentence is wrong. The moment they read, he is going to go to, they feel something is wrong. Nothing wrong with that. He is going to come tomorrow. Perfect. He is going to go tomorrow. He is going to go where? To Bombay tomorrow. No problem whatsoever. Do remember. Going to be scrutinized. They're going to scrutinize active voice. Going to be scrutinized passive voice. By the public, besides the public, the opposition BJP that can be expected. We can expect something, something can be expected. This is also in passive voice. To be unforgiving. They will not forgive. Unforgiving. They lost the elections. The main idea of the editorial being reiterated. The focus must now be on governance. The editorial is all about governance. The focus must be on governance and not on placating every faction. Placate means to bring down the anger of someone, placating every faction that is seeking ministry representation. Here, that is seeking, present continuous. Seek, you all know, you're all job seekers. Look for something, search for something. That is seeking ministry representation on the ground of community identity or political loyalty. When someone is in power, obviously, numerous problems. No power, no issues as such. The challenges are twofold. Post-elections and the present scenario, looking at the future, what are the problems? The challenges. The challenges are twofold. One, to maintain decorum and unity of purpose. Decorum, behavior that is controlled, calm, and polite. To maintain, they have to maintain decorum and unity of purpose. What is the purpose? Good governance. So they have to maintain decorum and unity of purpose, one dimension, and they should to strive hard to deliver on the electoral promises and ensure good governance. Now they have used the word good governance, but they have been using governance. It means good governance. So what is the second dimension? To strive hard, work very hard, put in a lot of effort to deliver on the electoral promises. At the time of elections, every party comes out with a manifesto. In that manifesto, party manifesto, they talk about the promises, what they would do once they come to power. So electoral promises and ensure good governance. One is not possible without the other. They are mutually related to each other. One is not possible without the other. And on both counts, this is an important expression. The new government can influence outcomes beyond the state. One related to the party, the other implementing the promises. If can achieve both, the new government can influence outcomes beyond the state. Others can take that as a role model, they can try to emulate. The dynamics evident so far indicate, the changes so far, evident so far indicate that Mr. Shivkumar has emerged as a power center. Mr. Shivkumar, he is still the party chief in the state of Karnataka. Under his guidance, under his leadership, Congress could come back to power. He became a very strong leader. He was the main contender for the post of the CM. The dynamics evident so far indicate that Mr. Shivkumar has emerged, present perfect tense, as a power center. He has become very powerful. That will call for accommodation by Mr. Siddaramaiah. Call for accommodation means Siddaramaiah, the CM, cannot afford to ignore. He has to consider, he has to accommodate the demands of Mr. Shivkumar. That's what it means. The council has at least 2 members who too were aspirants for the top post. Besides Siddaramaiah and Shivkumar, The council has at least two members who too were aspirants for the top post. What is the top post? The CM post, obviously. There are more berths to be filled, and the chief minister and the deputy chief minister are now locked in a fresh battle over those. Post election, after deciding the CM, the deputy CM, the council of ministers, it is not over. There are more berths to be filled passive voice. And based on that, the CM and the deputy CM are now locked in a fresh battle over those. Obvious. The CM wants some people, and the deputy CM demands some people to be taken in. It goes on for some time. Mr. Shivkumar also appears to be emphasizing his Vakaliga caste identity in the ongoing bargains. There must be bargaining, and while bargaining, the emphasis, Mr. Shivkumar also appears to be, present tense, appears to be emphasizing his Vakaliga caste identity in ongoing bargains, which may cut both ways for him and the party. I should have brought it in green. Cut both ways means have advantages at the same time disadvantages, which may cut both ways for him and the party. A surge in communal strife, surge, two or three meanings in this context, sudden increase in what? Communal strife. Strife is a noun, communal adjective. Strife, violent or angry disagreement. Another word you have learned recently, tussle, you have got today also. But usage is different. A surge in communal strife in recent years has distracted. Has distracted, present perfect tense, active voice. Distract means what? To make someone lose focus. Has distracted Karnataka from rising further. Rise, raise, we have got many a time. I don't want to repeat. One is an intransitive verb and irregular verb. Raise, this is intransitive, irregular. Raise, transitive, irregular. Rising further. Further is also an important word. There are two words. One is further. The other one is farther. Farther. This talks about in addition. This talks about distance. Further as an economic powerhouse of the country. So they have to resolve all these issues. Only then they can achieve something. How does the editorial end? The new government has to that is an important helping verb. It has functions or two dimensions. The helping verb have to or has to is used to impose an obligation, to express an obligation imposed by an external authority or a situation. Has to treat mischief makers with an iron fist. This is an idiomatic expression. Iron fist means being very firm, regardless of which community or religion they belong to. It does not matter which community or religion they belong to, they have to deal with mischief makers with an iron fist. This is an important expression, but easy to make out. That is an early message that needs to be sent loud and clear. This message, what is a message? That they're going to deal with mischief makers very firmly with an iron fist. Fist, this is a fist. Iron fist, idiomatic expression. Means what? Be firm. To be sent loud and clear. The new government has announced, present perfect active voice, the in principle approval, based on the principle, approval of the 5 guarantees that the Congress had promised the past perfect before elections. But there is considerable work to be done. Work to be done, again passive voice. But there is considerable work to be done to implement them in a fiscally sustainable manner. Easy to promise certain things. When it comes to implementation, money gets involved, then they have to be careful. Fiscal means financial. Fiscally sustainable manner. Sustainable, it has many meanings. To be maintained for a long time. And to do something in such a way that you use the resources effectively and properly. How does the editorial end? If unity was required for winning, to win, unity required. If unity was required for winning, it is even more essential for governing. For winning, unity required. So past, already they have won. Now future. It is even more essential for governing. Unity is very important for governing, especially good governance. That's all about this editorial. Let us go to the questions based on comprehension skill. What is this editorial about? If you can write, fine. What does the council present in the context of the editorial? Keywords, council. Go there, navigate, locate the word council, you will find the answer. When you write the answer, please rewrite and use your own sentences or phrases. Don't take the sentence and that is of no use, sheer waste of time. The focus of the Congress party must not be on what? It must be on governance, one thing. It must not be on what? Again, you can answer based on the key words. What are the two challenges in the context of the editorial? The present government, the present regime, Congress party, the present regime has two challenges. What are those two challenges? What has distracted Karnataka from rising further as an economic powerhouse of the country? Again, based on keywords, you can answer, not a big deal. I have brought the practice questions based on a lot of students wanted the Hindu with the practice questions based on exam topics. Today I have brought error location, not easy, challenging. I have brought para jumble. I have brought idioms. I have brought phrasal verbs. And read the first one. All the five are challenging. Yes, of course. They use it. Written English, it is acceptable. We are not talking about conversational English, we are talking about written English. In written English, of course. Don't be hasty. All these five questions are not easy, challenging. I would like to caution you guys. Don't be hasty. Read the sentences very carefully. If you get all the five, great. Today is your day. No one has got it right so far. Good. Answer question number one. No one has got it right. A few students have answered, but they haven't got it right. I have brought this, I have modified the sentence. This is not the actual sentence because I wanted you guys to learn a particular rule. Many is a phrase. That is an important phrase. Why is it important? There is a rule. And because it is important, they have given in different competitive exams. The phrase, listen carefully. The phrase many not here, many it is a phrase. The phrase many always takes a singular noun and a singular verb. Here, singular noun, no problem. Including the United States and China, it is a phrase, don't consider. Many a country recognized, not correct. It is in present tense, subject is third person singular. We should add s or es to the verb. The error is here. Many a country recognizes, not recognize. In some exams, they have given the question, many a bird. They have given birds have arrived. Wrong. Here, many a bird, noun should be singular and the verb should be singular. Many a bird has arrived because many a is a phrase. Same pattern, many a country recognizes the need to optimize this ecosystem. It is in present and have designed, based on that, have designed specific policy to shape their bioeconomies. Nothing wrong after that. The question is about the phrase many a. Read question number 2. We, however, clarify that in constructing the airport, the government shall comply with all applicable laws and also with environmental norms, environmental standards. Where is the error? This also you have to read carefully. No one has responded. Perhaps you guys are busy reading. How come so long? Not even one student has responded. Shall comply, you mean to say that is wrong? Girija says something wrong with shall comply. Anisha says it should be will. One more student, I'll give the answer. I brought this question keeping in mind how you guys think. They also do the same thing when they set the question papers. They know the standards of the candidates. I know your standards, how you think. The moment you see government, the government shall, what comes to your mind? There is one important rule. Who is this? Bhavani? Wonderful. Great. Answer is no error. Bhavani says that, and after that, Thapa also. Wonderful. Here, the moment you see the government shall, you think to get to express rules and regulations. What is that helping verb shall? Shall as a helping verb, it has two functions. One function, it is used to express a request for instruction only for a few seconds. Used to express a request for instructions, suggestions, and proposals. But the second function of shall, it is used to express the rules and regulations. Here it talks about rules and regulations, irrespective of the subject. Subject does not matter. Because the context goes with the rules and regulations, we have to use shall. Nothing wrong with this sentence. And this rule goes with company books, school prospectus, and interview letters. All the employees shall come in uniform. Employees, third person plural, they, but we use shall. It talks about rules and regulations. Go to question number 3. Only for a few seconds, nothing to do with network, but OBS, there's a problem. I don't think there's any problem right now. Despite the invitation of countries such as India, Brazil, Republic of Indonesia, and Vietnam, the summit statements reflected a much more polarized view of the world, polarized to groups, north and the south. This you got to read carefully. Despite common error of, we cannot use of after despite. That you have to recollect. Despite the invitation of countries such as India, Brazil, Republic of Indonesia, and Vietnam, the summit statements reflected a much more polarized view of the world. Nothing wrong with a much more polarized view. Nothing wrong. It is used for emphasis. A much more. Nothing wrong. No. Fourth part is right. You all think the same way. You all have the same wavelength. Almost all the students, those who have responded, they answer their answer much more, much more, much more. Fourth part. No. Here, despite the invitation of countries such as India, Brazil, generally when it comes to Indonesia, we use Indonesia, one expression, while speaking. But the official name of this country is the Republic of Indonesia. Based on that, error is in the second part. It is not Republic, it should be the Republic. In a few exams I've given, the Irish Republic. Before the names of some countries, we have to use a definite article, the. What are the examples? The USA, the UK, the Netherlands, the Philippines, sometimes the Ukraine, but it is like sometimes they use, sometimes they don't use. The UAE, the Philippines, and the Republic of Indonesia, the Irish Republic. The error is in the second part. Delhi, being the national capital, has to maintain an unique administrative character, and it should not be left to the exigencies of local politics. Exigency, emergency, something that has to be done immediately. Look at question number 4. We are running out of time. Try to respond quickly. These are not easy. Who is this? Shiva Prasad. I'm not able to get the answer. I said at the outset, today the questions are quite challenging. If you get all the five correct, no, so far no one has got. Today is your day. You should celebrate. This is an easy one. Unique, though it begins with a vowel letter, it has a consonantal sound. How do you pronounce the word you? Ya sound is a consonantal sound. Based on that, we cannot say an unique, we have to say a unique. He is a unique person. This has been given many a time in different competitive exams. Go to question number 5. They will be issued a few summons to appear before the U.S. District Court in Richmond. Where is the error? They will be issued a few summons. Happy with these questions? Glad to know that. Quite challenging. Will issue. No, no, they will be issued. Nothing wrong with passive voice. Someone will issue. Someone will issue them. They will be issued by someone. Nothing wrong. Who is this Naidu Paidi? Wonderful. I appreciate Naidu. Not quite surprising. Pleasant surprise. I thought no one would get this right, but Naidu has got it right. Here, a few means plural, at least to some. A lot of students think the words, listen carefully, the word summons is plural. No, summons is singular. What is a plural form of the word summons? Summonses, plural. So here we have to use a few summonses, plural form. We have to use a plural form. Wonderful. Who else? Anusha has got it. Ganesh has got it. And first one to get it, Naidu Paidi. That's really appreciable. $1 million question. Has anyone got all the 5 correct? This para jumble also quite challenging. What is the reason? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sentences. Usually we have 5 or 6, but here 7. So you got to spend a few minutes. Not easy. Take elimination approach. Stuck cannot be the first one. Hold this one. Hold, I said. The demonstrators cannot be the first one. Saying no subject cannot be the first one. The activist, definite article, cannot be the first one. Fair by cannot be the first one because there is no subject. To the entrance gates, no subject cannot be the first one. Today, impossible to get all correct, sir. Yes, I do agree. I know, not possible. Impossible. That is the right word. An uphill task. What is the first one? Dozens of climate activists have disrupted Europe's largest private jet trade, but it is not complete. So you have to look for the continuation. B is the first one. Very good. Easy to get the first one. What is the second one? Look at the ending of the sentence. Private jet trade incomplete in a way. And the whole context talks about a particular event or incident that should act as a clue. Very good. Who is this? BF. Trade fair. Trade fair. A pair. Dozens of climate activists have disrupted Europe's largest private jet trade fair. How? By chaining themselves to aircraft to protest against the sector's carbon emissions. What is the next pair? BFE. No. E is not the third one. Not E. No, you all think the same way. No, 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 no. The demonstrators on behalf of Greenpeace, Stay Grounded, Extinction Rebellion, and Scientist Rebellion also attached takes a preposition to, attached themselves to the entrance gates of the event. So here the next pair is C, not B, C, G, based on attached themselves to the entrance gates, the demonstrators. After that, it becomes easy. First, the demonstrators, then the activists. The activists who are calling for a global ban on the use of jets because of their carbon footprint. Next one is what? E. After E, it should be A. E, A. The activists who were calling for a global ban on the use of private jets because of their carbon footprint stuck tobacco style health warning labels on some of their jets at the European Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition, EA, saying private jets burn our future, killing our planet and fuel inequality. D is the last one. Who has got this order? DFCGEAD. Tapa has got it. Wonderful. Ganesh has got it. Great. Govardhan also. I appreciate all those who have got it right. Let us go quickly to phrasal verbs. I read the number of the cargo. Read of phrasal verb. What does it mean? Based on contextual awareness, you can answer these phrasal verbs. I read the number of the cargo. Read aloud from a list. A is the answer. I told him to carry on with his work. Carry on means what? You guys are not responding, so I am giving the answers. Carry on means continue. B is the answer. He already made for home when I arrived. Made for home, made for something means move towards. Answer is C. This is over, this is over, this is over. And check each name off the list. Check off means what? Make a mark next to two. Answer is D. He passed out. Pass out has many meanings. Here passed out because the room was too hot. Here pass out means what? Become unconscious. E is the answer. Has anyone got all the five correct? Let us go to idioms. What is the meaning of take a back seat? Something has taken a back seat. The policy, the project has taken a back seat. Means what? Be in the background. Answer is D. Swim with the tide. Do as a majority do. Pandora's box, an important one. Collection of evils. Source of a lot of problems. No, no, no. One, are you talking about idioms? Pent up emotions, suppressed or repressed emotions. Ill at ease, worried, uneasy, uncomfortable. B. All these are important. Let us go to vocabulary, the words you got yesterday from yesterday's editorial. Deleterious adjective. Please try to respond quickly. We are running out of time. Deleterious. Harmful. Simple. Deja vu. Noun. The strange feeling that you have already experienced or seen something before. Answer is J. Hmm. Good. Go to the second one. Third one, rationale or rationale. Part of speech noun. What does it mean? The reason that cause you to take a decision or do something. Third one is noun F. That's right. Expedite, expeditious, adjective. Expedite, verb. I have changed the word form. Expedite the work means what? Speed up the work. A is the answer. Obviate. What? This is an important word. Obviate. Part of speech, verb. What does it mean? Has anyone answered fifth one? Remove a difficulty so that you don't have to work on it. H is the answer. Very good. I appreciate those who have answered the fifth one. Abrupt, abrupt stop. Abruptly adverb. Abrupt adjective. Means what? Sudden. They stopped abruptly. It was an abrupt stop. Rescind, an important word. Verb. 7. Have you answered the seventh one? Make a law no longer have the validity. B is the answer. Ostensibly, adverb. Ostensible, adjective. What does it mean? In a way that appears to be something, but actually it is something else. Answer is I. This is also an important word. You got to remember. Eighth one, yes, I. Pursuance, in pursuance of means what? Act of trying to achieve something. Noun, C. Combat could be a noun, could be a verb. What are you left with? To fight. That's all for today from today's editorial. And I hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. Do remember to subscribe and share. And this evening we have a session, practice batch based on vocabulary. Do attend that at 7:30. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.